This picture is really terrible. The woman just looked at it. The bride in the picture came to life and also opened the red blood circle eye. The woman hasn't got it yet. It was directly sucked in. Inside the painting is another world. Here, the monster has the final say in everything. We have to start from yesterday. The couple bought a second-hand house by accident. They found there is an ancient painting on the ground. His wife took a look. I thought it was given to them by the previous owner. They didn't care too much. The next night, an accident happened. My wife noticed something wrong with the ancient painting. While she was absorbed in it, the bride inside actually moved and said a word to her. With a scream, women are drawn directly into the painting. My wife suddenly disappeared for several days. This scared my husband. He is going to sell the house. I saw his frightened expression. Agency Amy realizes there is probably something dirty in that house, so she immediately went to the man's house. She took a yellow umbrella to test everywhere. Speaking of this yellow umbrella, it's wonderful. Amy has carried it since she was a child. Once you encounter something unclean, she can use the yellow umbrella to drive the other away. But this time, she seems to have found nothing. Just about to leave, the paintings on the ground caught her attention. Immediately after, she was sucked in unprepared. When the assistant comes out, found the boss Amy missing. He returned to the company with the fallen painting. It happened that Mike came to see Amy, said the assistant. When I first went to see the house, Amy suddenly disappeared. I don't know where she went. At first, Mike didn't think much, until I saw the bride in the picture show her blood ring eyes. Only then did he realize Amy was captured by a monster. He took the picture to Pete, because Pete has research in this area. Just a glance, Pete understood everything. He told Mike, the woman in the picture is not a monster. The real monster is the groom. At the same time, the way to enter the unreal world is stated. Mike has a camera. Come to the house in the picture. At the moment of pressing the shutter, Mike jumped up and disappeared. You can't imagine. The man actually played crossing. After arriving at the imaginary world in the painting, it happened that the groom was getting married, and 7 wives at a time. One of them is Amy. I haven't waited for him to find the man. The groom's men found him dressed strangely. At first glance, I am not a person in this world. Then Mike was taken to the groom. I wonder if you can tell. What kind of monster is this? Mike doesn't want to get into trouble. He said, I just want to take Amy. The groom told him, as long as you're among the 7 brides, find the person you're looking for. You can take her. Otherwise, you'll have to leave by yourself to increase the difficulty. The groom also asked his hand to pull down a rope. Let Mike stand 5 meters away to choose the winner. The 7 brides were dressed exactly the same. I can't tell which is Amy. Fortunately, Shanmei is the reincarnation of Bodhisattva. The body has the fragrance of lotus. Mike uses magic to keep time still, and then he turned into a blue butterfly. Follow the fragrance of lotus. Butterfly soon found Amy, but she has been bewitched by monsters. See this situation. Mike showed off his diamond hoop. Amy immediately reacted, because this is an important token she gave to Mike. After Amy regained consciousness, Michaela is waiting for her to leave. But now, the monster smelled the fragrance of Bodhisattva's blood. Seeing that the situation is not good, Mike kicked the demon out of the way. Take Amy and run. The two of them jumped directly into the exit of the border. The moment of landing, I thought I was back in the real world. Next second, the monster's men came after him again. Obviously, they are still trapped in the painting. It was Pete outside who turned off the camera. He wanted to play a trick on Mike. In the end, the ox devil knew about it. To seal Mike again, the bull demon directly lit a fire. Just burn the painting completely. Mike will never get out again. Pete on the other side dared not stop, because he can't beat the bull demon. Meanwhile, the 2 men who just escaped. I also smell the smell of burning. Amy looks around. It suddenly occurred to me. Before, in a magic tool for predicting the future, I've seen what's about to happen. Mike asked what she saw. She was too embarrassed to say, but maybe that will get them out of trouble. So she kissed Mike. Immediately after, the King Kong hoop appeared a magical scene. Mike's arm began to tremble. Suddenly, the diamond hoop on my hand changed straight into the arm. Several gold wires passed through the blood vessels, tied up his little heart. A sharp pain rushed to my heart in an instant. After a painful struggle, gold locked his heart. The 2nd generation of King Kong hoop was born. Although the King Kong hoop has been upgraded, but that won't help them out. It's too late to think, because the painting is about to burn out. To protect Amy, Mike pushed her out of the imaginary world. This also used up Mike's magic power. But how can she save Mike? After calming down, it suddenly occurred to her that Mike once said Wujing is his best brother. Just call him if you need anything. Therefore, Shanmei comes to Wujing's company. After listening to Amy's description, Wujing tells her, it is said that once the King Kong hoop is upgraded, as long as you get hurt and shout Mike's name, he'll be right next to you. But I don't know, under such circumstances, is this a good move? Now we can only treat dead horses as living ones. She came to a place where nobody was there. Then take out a knife. I cut my palm. Then he called out Mike's name. With the continuous dripping of Bodhisattva's blood, nearby demons and ghosts also swarmed in. They all want to eat and Amy becomes an immortal. Critical moment. Mike of the Unreal World was summoned. His magic power was restored. We soon solved all the ghosts and monsters. One turn of the screen. A wild boar weighing 500 gene is floating wildly in the street, and the man who chased it was Mike, because this boar is Peter. The result can be imagined. Finally, Pete was directly beaten into a pig's head. That's what happens to traitors.